Today, we're going to go into depth when it comes to analyzing how the IPL can help Aiden Markram, particularly playing for the Punjab Kings, but also playing against other strong opposition. So, myself and Aditya are going to be chatting about Aiden Markram and what he can learn from the IPL and how it can prep him for the T20 World Cup tournament to keep his form that he's currently on. But before we get going and before we get started with this particular topic, I want you guys to please click the eye in the top right hand side of the screen and download the latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine monthly. We are launching our new issue tomorrow. So we're very excited about it. It's all about shaping T20 cricketers. So I'm really excited to bring you this particular cover stories and features in the latest issue. All back issues are also free, so the link is in the description as well as in the eye if you click the eye. Also, if you're new to this channel, click subscribe, click the notification bell, smash the like button, comment, and do all of those things too. Let's get straight into today's episode. Hey guys, welcome to Cricket Fanatics magazine. This is your daily show. I'm your host, Khalid Mohidin. This is my co-host, Aditya. And today we're going to be discussing Aiden Markram and what he can learn from the IPL, particularly playing at the Punjab Kings. Now, I looked at the squad, Aditya, and I looked at the coaching staff. And I was just trying to pick out some guys that I think will really be able to help Aiden Markram, either by directly helping him with technique and maybe modeling his game of someone, or playing alongside someone. And because I feel that if he can play freely and play his own game and really get some proper practice in a role that he would play for South Africa, then that will give him the best preparation going into the World Cup. That will be first prize. But if he does have a different role and does play in a different position in the lineup than he will for South Africa, that could also help him in other ways. It might be able to free him up a lot more if he's batting down the order. It might give him more responsibility if he's opening the batting. But we have to see, because they have got some talented openers. They've got Mayank Agarwal is in this team, Chris Gayle is in this team, and we got KL Rahul in this team as well. So there's a lot of proper batters in this team that I think that he can learn from. Let me start with Chris Gayle. If he does open the batting, for example, with a guy like Chris Gayle, I feel that Chris will take a lot of the power hitting. So it will give Aiden Markram that ability to be able to rotate the strike, look for the caps, work in the power play, and all of those type of things. I think that will work in his favor, actually batting with Chris Gayle. I think someone like KL Rahul, it will actually complement him very well, because I think that they set up their innings pretty similarly in T20 cricket. I've watched KL Rahul bat deep, score big hundreds, and I want Aiden to be able to do that too. Agarwal is a little bit on the slower side of things. I think he takes his time a little bit more. So he'll actually be able to give someone like Aiden the more of the freedom. But we don't know how they're going to line up. We can say what's probable, but we don't know exactly how they're going to line up. We'll have to wait for the first game. So let's first talk about the Kings Punjab, because I looked at the coaching staff as well. We've got Andy Flower here as assistant coach, and I think that he can learn a lot from him, because I think this man has an amazing cricket brain and the way he thinks about cricket. Anil Kumble as well, I think, will give him some extra insight as well. So it's very interesting to have that over there. But they've got a massive team. Damien Wright here as a bowling coach, as well as John T. Rhodes as a fielding coach. We know his fielding will definitely improve under John T. Rhodes, because fielding is something that Aiden Markram is really good at. We also have Wasim Jaffa over here as well as a batting coach. So they've got a number of proper coaches that can really give him some insight into his game, and maybe just open up his mental state, because I know they don't practice as much in IPL. I mean, IPL, they don't get as many net sessions in and practice sessions in as you will for your national side or your domestic side. But at least from a mental perspective and from preparing for big matches, I think from that perspective, they can really help Aiden. What's your thoughts on it, particularly from the Punjab Kings perspective, and how the Punjab Kings will help Aiden first and foremost, Aditya?
First of all, I'm delighted that South Africa's newer generation of players have started getting IPL contracts. So I'm certain that, like it has helped previous generations of South African players, the IPL is also going to help the new generation of South African players elevate their skill set and improve their games in all three formats. Uh, but I'm delighted for Aiden Markram because I think he's going into a good setup, and he's coming as a replacement for David Milan. So so my guess is that he'd bat in the top three. Uh, Maybe at number three, or he would open the batting. It depends on combinations and what individual roles are. So, like you're talking about KL Rahul and Mayank Agarwal, so I think they're going to be the preferred. They're going to be the preferred openers, and KL Rahul is probably going to be the guy who takes the batting deep, and Mayank Agarwal is going to be the batsman who launches from ball one. So that to me is what the likely combination is going to be. But then it's up to the management to decide what three and four are going to be like, because it's either Aiden at three and Gale at four. But Gale at four is, that might be a bit of a challenge. So you might have Gale at three and Aiden at four. But all of these combinations are possible and they're fascinating. But either way, I think Aiden Markram will have a remarkable opportunity here to get exposure to cricketers from a variety of nationalities. Let's not forget that Punjab also has a very strong bowling group. They have Mohammad Shami in their ranks, whose stupendous rise in world cricket has been incredible for Team India. There's also Ravi Bishnoi, who is a very good leg spinner. So, Aiden will get to battle a lot against him in the nets. Similarly, we've got one of the world's best international leg spinners and Adil Rashid. And up until this point, I think everyone was shocked as to how Adil Rashid could not get an IPL contract. But now here he is contracted with the Punjab Kings. So all in all, I think Aiden has just some great exposure, at the Punjab Kings. And obviously, the coaching staff will help him as well. Anil Kumble, we all know, one of India's greatest match winners. And, you know, he's built a good relationship with the players. And again, he, like Mark Boucher, has this never say die spirit. So, irrespective of the history of the Kings, the Punjab Kings are not going to go down without a fight. And I'd say the same with Andy Flower, who brings in uh, this modern day coaching etiquette that involves a lot of data analytics. And I think Aiden Markram will have a lot to learn there as well. But all in all, excited for Aiden, and I'm sure he's going to have a great time at Punjab.
So the Kings Punjab will play Rajasthan Royals first up. So I just wanted to check the team first and foremost to see beforehand what Aiden will actually be facing first up. It's good to see that he'll be playing against the likes of Chris Morris, Tabrei Shamsi, Titans teammates before, So something very interesting that we're going to see is a proper battle between South Africans over here. David Miller's also in the side as well. So it's going to be a proper battle between South Africans over there. I wonder if Aiden's going to be used as a spinner at all, because it will really test him against those guys. They have very talented bowlers, of course, they do, Rajasthan. There are a lot of guys that Aiden can be tested against in the opening game. But do you think he'll be utilized as a spinner at all? We know South Africa is going to be utilizing him as a spinner. Do you think that the Punjab Kings will use him as a spinner at all, as an all-rounder in a way?
They can, but given the arsenal of spinners that Punjab has got, they probably don't need to. Because Ravi Bishnoi plays most games. With Adil Rashid coming in, he's definitely going to be used as a spinner, and even Chris Gale can bowl. So, and as can Mayank Agarwal. So they do have a number of part timers that Punjab can rely on. And if you look at Punjab's auction strategy, uh, it's quite intelligent in that sense, because they actually have the resources to be able to bat comfortably till number 8 or number 9, but at the same time they can still produce about 7 bowling options, which I think is remarkably useful. And I think you have to be incredibly fortunate to be able to have those sort of resources. But again, I think if Aiden if Aiden does get to bowl, it will grow his bowling game as well. Because so far he's gotten success, but he hasn't really been hammered. We haven't really seen Aiden bowl 3 overs and go for 40 runs. But even if that happens in the IPL, I think that'll be good for his game. Because he'll be able to grow from that experience.
I think from a mental perspective, I think that's the biggest preparation for Aiden, because you'll be playing in pressure moments and in pressure matches, but with freedom, not necessarily with that pressure of, oh, I have to represent my country. What are my fans going to say about me from that perspective? Having that pressure of playing for your national side, you can't compare that to anything else. So I think that the freedom that Aiden will be getting, and I'm sure that the coaches will be giving him that freedom too, will really put him in a good frame of mind going into the World Cup. And I think from that perspective, you will be benefiting the most.
You know, the pressure of playing for an IPL franchise is a bit different though, because as an overseas player, you're competing for four spots. So remember, if when Aiden is playing for this side, he essentially may have to pip Chris Gale to get into the side, and those are huge boots to fill. So generally, overseas players attest to the fact that playing in the IPL has that extra bit of pressure because you're competing for only four spots, and effectively two if you're a batsman, because you know overseas bowlers tend to be the preference for most teams. So that's a different sort of pressure. But then again, I think Aiden's going to be playing in seven high pressure games, one after the other. So that's where his game is going to grow mentally, I think.
Yeah. Excellent insight over there, Aditya. Thanks a lot for that. And thanks a lot to all of you for tuning into this episode. Don't forget to click the eye at the top of the screen to get your latest issue of Cricket Fanatics magazine. It's all about shaping T20 cricketers. So go ahead and download the latest issue. It will be available tomorrow. But just subscribe already, because you'll get it directly into your inbox tomorrow when we do launch it. Don't forget to smash the like button, share this video with all your friends and family, comment in the comment section, and click the subscribe button and the notification bell for all future videos. Thanks a lot for tuning in, and we'll see you again tomorrow with a Q&A show. It's been a while since we've been doing that, guys, so we're really excited to hear what your questions are. Also, come to the show and ask your questions in the live chat. Thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you guys again very, very soon. Take care, everybody.